What's going on, folks? Ted from Nerd Immersion here, and I wanted to make this video to kind of provide information to folks and also maybe clear the air on what's going on. You may have seen people posting about it, it may have affected you yourself, that there's been a lot of issues with order cancellations and payment unable to process and whatever's going on with bundles or just individual books on D&D Beyond. So I've seen a bunch of people have reached out showing images. There's a 20-page forum thread on D&D Beyond with a bunch of questions and people promoting their issues and things that are going on. So again, like I said, I wanted to just make you all aware that this is a thing that's going on, but the main goal of this, the crux of this video, is if you are affected by this, I want to make sure you're taking the proper channels to do the things that need to be done to sort out whatever you want to do with the ultimate goal, whether you want to cancel your order or just get the stuff you already paid for, however it works. I want to make sure that that gets fixed. So it all started with a D&D Beyond thread originally listed here. This is like the main one, right? Which I'll show you here is order canceled, payment unable to process. And they say I pre-ordered a digital and physical bundle of all the 2024 books when it was made available. That was back in like June, I think. And I've been receiving the digital perks as they were released. This morning I got 2 emails. My payment info is up to date. Can someone please look into this for me and tell me if this is a mistake or what? Do I need to pre-order the bundle again? Am I going to lose the discount and perks? Is part of the bundle canceled? Is the whole bundle canceled? Please advise. And then they list their D&D Beyond order number. Now, I will tell you, in the course of these 20-page threads, Latia, who's the community manager for D&D and Wizards of the Coast as a whole, has come out to provide a bunch of updates, which we will be going through to try to get you most current information as to what's going on and what to expect. And while she isn't part of the customer support team of D&D Beyond, she's the community manager. She's gone out of the way to do this herself, to be that liaison so that the support team on the D&D Beyond side can focus on supporting the issue rather than pulling them off to come and answer forum threads. I will also say that as an experiment to see how this bundle works and all of the things, I did pre-order this in full myself with my own money back in June. I was not affected by this myself, and I know a bunch of people weren't as well. And the physical book wasn't supposed to ship until, I think, or you weren't supposed to get it until the 17th, which is the street release of the book, which is this coming Tuesday, 2 days from now. Several folks, myself included, received them last week, like 5 days early. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it either. But I did receive a couple other emails before we go through the forum threads. One person reached out to tell me basically they pre-ordered this on September 3rd with a debit card, not PayPal. September 11th, they received this email you see here, 5:28 a.m., saying that their payment failed. And then a minute later received a different email saying that their order was canceled. They submitted a ticket as of 9:14 that has not gone answered. On 9:13, they received an email telling them to reorder. They'd already been charged the $72 for the bundle, and they then were given basically a code because it says, because your original order qualified for a bundle, discount and free shipping, we've included a code which lasts for 90 days for the book discount code and the shipping discount code. Different one said, I received 2 emails on September 10th detailing a failed payment and resulting canceled pre-order for 2024. After setting up a form of payment on my account, I searched the D&D Beyond site for ways to reach out, ended up submitting a support ticket. The following day, I received another email informing me that the payment for the order would be reattempted in 24 hours and I could contact Wizard support if I wanted to opt out. 2 days later, I received a response to the support ticket directing me back to the emails I had initially received. Friday, the 14th of September, I was charged for the order. And I have one other one that states basically they placed the order back in June, paid that $120, paid that off back in June. And it says what their ticket system did was offer me a discount for reordering what I'd already paid for, along with a $5 store credit that would expire after 90 days. And then essentially is saying that they think this is, again, going to be the way they think things are going to be going forward. They're saying that my PayPal isn't permitting physical portion of the order, but I paid them in entirety, and they processed the money back in June. So let's go ahead, and that's a couple of user accounts. I've seen a couple other folks, even folks out in New Zealand, saying they said they were going to receive a tracking number. They never got it. Let's go ahead and go back. So we had this original thread here on D&D Beyond. First update from Latia, which was 4 days ago, says, Big font for visibility, update here. The team is aware of the issue. If you haven't already done so, please submit a customer support ticket, which this does take you to a link to submit a ticket. We cannot help with this issue on the forums itself, the D&D Beyond forums. If you have, fantastic. Don't submit a new one. That'll push you further down in the queue. So if you've submitted one, don't submit another one. If you haven't, go and do that. And I'll put a link to the customer support ticket in the video description if you want to check it out. All right, then we had this long quote here that I just wanted to read. It says, I do emphasize with the customer service team few things, and if anyone feels like Watsy feeling anyone at Watsy feels like running any of these up the flagpole, feel free. Initial charges. I don't know about the rest of you, but I ordered the bundle of core Robux and digital downloads. I was charged by PayPal, but it wasn't for the full amount. It was a little over the third of the total amount. While it's true that the math wasn't mathing exactly, I kind of assumed this was just because they would charge us for one book at a time. Edit, I just figured out while writing this, the total charge likely came from the $59 for the PHB bundle plus the tax for the entire bundle purchase. That math checks out, but it's weird to have figured that out on my own. The itemized order receipt has a breakdown of all 6 items, of course, but that didn't align with the PayPal charge. The failed payment notice alone might not have been enough to alarm me, but to have that followed up by an immediate cancellation notice certainly threw gasoline on that fire. Probably an automated system and nothing deliberately malicious, but still, to make matters worse, the message specifically indicated the problem was regarding the player's handbook, the one just around the corner for many of us, and again, the one in which I thought I had already paid for, as I assume most of you had as well. Additionally, the failed charge was for a different total altogether. Again, doing the math here, it looks like it was an attempted charge for just the physical copy of $49.99 minus the $12.49 discount, then plus tax. Still doesn't seem like that makes much sense either, as the whole deal with the pre-order and discount was the digital copy, and it sounds like many of us had a segment go through already, whether through PayPal or elsewhere. Ticket submission. Responses are going to take time, I get that, and I did receive an automated confirmation, which was great. However, in the ticket I submitted, I did ask about the fact that I had already been charged for the player's handbook. When I received the order cancellation update email a short while ago, that initially seemed reassuring, though it specifically stated that we will, quote, attempt to reprocess the order so you can get your product ordered. But does that mean you'd attempt to charge for the PHB again? That part is unclear. To further complicate things, the customer support link provided in the email is not the same as the D&D Beyond support ticket page, which is both links are listed here, which makes me wonder if the original support ticket I submitted even went through in the first place. As I'm sure you can understand, this further confuses things, especially if customers don't know where our messages are going to go and which team can help resolve the issues. Anyway, apologies for the long post. Also, fun fact, although I have a Google login for D&D Beyond, it turns out I do not have one for Wizards Hasbro. Couldn't submit a ticket there because the only options for the D&D support page were direct login or a login through Steam, neither of which I have. So that's not from Latia, that's just from somebody posting, but I thought it outlined a lot of the issues very clearly, so I wanted to address that. Next update we have, all right, hey all, again, big visibility for, or big font for visibility. I come with an update on these PHB pre-order cancellations. This is 3 days ago. There were 2 potential reasons for these cancellations, and we are looking to resolve the issues quickly. The first reason was a tech issue that caused some orders to fail payment processing when shipping started, which caused the order to automatically cancel. On September 11th, customers in this category were notified via email that we will attempt to reprocess their order after 24 hours with the opportunity to opt out by contacting customer service. The second reason was due to payment failure of the original payment method used for the pre-order when shipping started, which caused the order to automatically cancel. This payment failure could include things like insufficient funds or an expired card. In this case, customers will be notified today with instructions on how they can reorder the PHB using an updated payment method. We're sorry for any inconvenience, but wanted to keep everyone informed as we quickly work to resolve pre-orders. So that could potentially be a thing. I'm guessing, I don't understand it completely. It does appear that first one was a tech issue. If you're in that second group, it might be that you placed the order, say, back in June, if I'm reading this correctly, and it's like now that they're taking the money out here in September. I don't know if they just like put a hold and didn't process the payment or however that works, but if you had insufficient funds now, or maybe your card expired from June to September, that's a possibility. I don't know. That's kind of how I'm reading that. Let's keep going. All right, next update. Same day. Someone said, I appreciate the update and efforts to resolve this. I'm still confused as to my case. I pre ordered the bundle via PayPal with a card that is still active and has plenty of spending power. I use it daily, presuming that means I'm not in category 2. However, I did not receive an email yesterday. I submitted a ticket at 5 a.m. Eastern on September 11th, and I've not heard anything in response. Where does that leave me? Just for reference, category 1 was the tech issue, category 2 was the insufficient funds issue with the card. Latia says, fully me talking here, again, not for the brand, but her talking. But since there are still communications set to go out today per category 2, I think if you don't hear anything by the end of the day today, meaning 3 days ago Pacific time, flag it again. To clarify what flag it again means, raise it again here on the forums. She's keeping an eye on watching this thread, and I can escalate it to see what's going on. Do not submit another ticket. That will put you further down in the queue. All right, following up again. Another update. This person here says, thanks for the update. Let me explain my situation again because it doesn't seem to fit in your 2 options. So far as I can tell, I was billed the full amount for the bundle via PayPal when the order was selected. I'm told I will be recharged for the PHB order. This email was not clear if the charge was for the bundle or just the physical book or the amount that was attempted to be debited, but I assure you there was no notice of anything getting declined from PayPal. I did get an email saying there would be an attempted recharge. 1, am I incorrect in thinking that $189.96 you folks debited me for the entire amount for my pre-order, or should I expect more charges? The initial email seemed to indicate $189.96 was the full amount. Is this correct? 2, when your system attempts to rebill me, will it be for what I should be paying based on my pre-order, or will it be some other price? I'm happy to wait until the end of the day here to see what happens. I'm just not sure what to expect. Latia says, hoping we could help turn this around for you. So I don't have visibility into what places a customer into either category other than what I said in the update, but what you're saying sounds like you're more fit for category 2. The comment about this being the full amount seems to be correct. And again, fully me speaking here, but my impression is that if you were billed for the full bundle, when you get rebilled, it'll be for the full bundle again. Another update, this was 2 days ago. Morning all, I'm looking through the responses left after my last message last night. Hope to have an update for you today. Thanks for your continued and very much appreciated patience, edit. Just to cover all the bases, remember to check your spam and junk folders in case any emails have accidentally ended up there. Okay, and then the last one here from 2 days ago, back with 2 updates. 1, if you haven't had the second charge attempt yet, that is currently as expected. The team is still working through those, so please continue to hang tight. 2, this has also highlighted some confusion about the purchase process, so we've updated our pre-order FAQ to reflect and give examples of what you experience when purchasing the core rulebook bundle. That can be found here. The specific update is as follows. For purchases made through D&D Beyond Marketplace, your card will receive an initial authorization in the amount of the full order price, but will only be charged for the digital items and any physical items on your purchase which are not pre-ordered. Okay, I think I'm getting it now. Once the physical item you pre-order begins to ship, usually about a week before the official release so you get it in time, your card will then be charged for those items plus the shipping fees. Okay, I get it now. Any discounts will be split across the payments based on their portion of the total cost. Tax is applied separately to each transaction. For example, if you pre-order a digital/physical book bundle for $59.99, $79.99 with a $20 bundle discount, your card will initially receive an authorization for $59.99 plus tax and shipping. The final charge on the transaction will be applied as $22.49 plus tax for the digital content, $29.99 minus a $7.50 discount. When the physical book starts shipping, you will then receive a separate charge for $37.50 plus tax and shipping, $59.99 minus a $12.49 discount. TLDR, the full amount charge you saw on your purchase was only an authorization, and you weren't actually charged anything at that time, so no double charges are happening with the charges being pulled as the digital and physical books are releasing. That answers my question before that we were talking about. So that is the crux of the thing. When you put in the initial order, it was an authorization on your card, probably to make sure your card is legitimate and is like a placeholder. You weren't actually charged. It's just putting you in the queue in their system. You will then get charged for if the physical or the digital bundle is available, you'll get charged for the digital bundle, whatever that price is, which is usually looks to be, again, for example, with the player's handbook, $22.49 plus tax, which is originally the digital only disc cost of $29 minus the discount. And then once the book is ready to ship, which for the player's handbook wasn't until last week on the 10th of September, it sounds like, or the 11th of September, then you get hit with the charge for the physical book. So that's seemingly the issue. For the people who paid for the full bundle back in June, you got a placeholder authorization on your account for that $189. And you're getting things kind of charged out at you piecemeal. And I understand that concept because it's kind of like you're paying for nothing, right? We placeholder your card so we know that you're real and you exist. And then basically the way it seems to me, if I'm understanding this correctly, which I think I am, we're only charging you when you're going to get the deliverable instead of just you going on faith that we're going to give you $189 worth of stuff. We're not going to actually debit your card that amount until it's time to send you the thing. So if you did pre-order the entire bundle or whatever back in June, thinking, and this is a communication issue, right? You thought you paid that money in June, you were paid it off and you were good. You actually it apparently seems like you weren't actually charged that amount. Have to go back and verify that on your credit cards and make sure that that's the case. But according to what WotC is saying, that it was not the case. You were put an authorization, but you were not actually charged for it. Therefore, if you paid it off or thought you'd paid it off back in June, and something happened and now it's September 10th and your card expired, you didn't have sufficient funds or whatever it is, that could be the issue. And because of that, you're getting charged it now, and that could be why. Or, you might have just been in that first category where it was just a weird, wonky tech issue and you can't really do anything about that. But I wouldn't be surprised if, just my own assumption, just me talking, is that folks probably put the money aside and thought that they had paid it off back when they ordered it back in June. And then turns out that they weren't actually getting hit with the charges until the books were ready to launch. So following that same logic, those of you that pre-ordered the bundle would have gotten hit with the cost for the Player's Handbook back on the 3rd when the Player's Handbook went to its digital early release. And then probably on the physical bundle, looks like around the 11th when it was getting ready to start shipping out. And that's some people got it early. Some people aren't going to get it till next week. That is kind of how that works. And then I would assume that the same thing is going to happen with the Dungeon Master's Guide, right? So when the DMG gets ready to go into its early access in a couple months here, you'll get hit with the charges for the Dungeon Master's Guide. And then when it's ready to ship, you'll get hit with the charges for the physical book. And then the same thing, you'll have that kind of lag into the new year. And then when it happens in the new year, you'll get the same thing in February for the Monster Manual, which again, there's a lot of time frame there month-wise for possible cards to expire or the payment, amount on the account. If your card does expire and you get a new number and have to change things, you'll have to go in and update your payment information accordingly. So I think hopefully this clears the air on this, at least makes sense and gives you an idea of what you need to do on your end if you were somebody affected by this. So hopefully that helps. Bummer and really unfortunate that it's happening. Do I think this is probably due to the lack of people on teams due to multiple layoffs over the time? Probably. But this was a really big push to get all this stuff going. I feel like this would have, you need to really bolster your team and have folks available, even if it's just freelancers or contractors that you could bring in to handle the rollout of this. This is not an uncommon thing in the corporate world. If you didn't have enough money to pay somebody full-time benefits to be an employee to handle this, bring in a contractor force to just roll out this thing, and then you can, that's their contract. Your contractors are going to come in. You're going to help facilitate the rollout of the 2024 rulebooks on D&D Beyond. They sign a contract. Their job is to just do that, so you're not paying them long-term benefits, retirement, any of that. They get their check. They do the thing they're set to do, and then their contract is fulfilled, and you send them off. That's what I would do. Maybe that's happening behind the scenes. I don't know. But that's what I would do. You pay a team of data entry, management specialists, the kind of folks who know how to do all this programming and whatnot to program all of the things into D&D Beyond, right? So that everything works seamlessly on your character. But then also, payment processing folks and things like that. They get through this initial push. Maybe you hire them to come online in August to roll out and, complete through February or, and you set your hours or however it's going to work. You pay them to do the work. They do the thing, then they're set going. You don't have to worry about hiring new people to release them, seasonal people, or cutting loose or having to overinflate your staff. Pay the people to do the thing you need them to do for that little bit and then let them go. That's part of their contract. Makes sense to me. I haven't set it up yet, but be on the lookout this week because I did do, like I said, go through the process of pre-ordering this via D&D Beyond to just check out how the process would go. I do have an extra, as you can see, I showed you the video of mine with the all worn off 50th anniversary logo. See, here's mine. And here's one with a brand new fancy unworn 50th anniversary logo. So I will be giving away this extra copy of the Player's Handbook. I do not need this. So I will be giving another copy away. Hopefully this can help maybe if you're someone that's in the situation where you got hit by this. So that giveaway is not live yet. Just be on the lookout. I'll make a full standalone video for it. It'll be coming out sometime this week. I will do a full-blown video on this to give away. I think I'll probably launch it on Wednesday, but just keep an eye out for that. And again, I'll post it on social media and everywhere. You'll know when it goes live. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. And if you were affected by this, I'm sorry. I hope it all gets sorted out for you soon. I'll see you next time.